Hi everyone, welcome to this. My name's Anthony Cummins. Welcome to this. This is basically an example of what you should be doing in Natori Ryu for, say, a weekend when you get together. The reason I've done this video is because there are many people, obviously the books are not out yet, so people are saying, well, what do we do? I don't understand, we've got this Natori Ryu, what do we do with it? So throughout this video I'm going to give you an example of the things you should be doing in this next year, and of course the years to come, but with more of the information, more of the books as we publish Natori's work. So what I've done is we're in the Lake District at the moment, we're in Pattersdale, and that's England, by the way, if you don't know. And we've rented a lodge, if you want. Let me show you around the lodge. Let me show you. So this is what we've rented. So we'll start outside. So we're here at Pattersdale. So this is these are the lodges. This is our lodge, lodge number 3. Sorry, it's a bit sunny. So you go, like this small cabins basically, and we've all put in, and as you know, a group. Of course, I'm the dojo captain for this weekend, which means I've organised and run this, and this is what we're doing. We'll be in here. Obviously, got our thank you to Andrew Thoburn for that sort of stuff. My room, got everything ready. So what I'm doing is putting everything together. Got the lads' rooms; they've not arrived yet. So let's prep it ready for Natori Ryu study. So, okay, the dojo. Now, of course, the dojo is a term that's bandied around quite easily, and people set up dojos in sports halls, they set up dojos in, kids' halls, local scout halls. My point is it's very rare to get a dojo that is dedicated to a certain school, which, if you've got, is excellent. But if you don't, you've got to set it up. So there are many different things and many different ways to do this, but my philosophy is that as long as you set it up so it's it's a study place for the weekend for you to learn or whatever. So what we've done is we've put up there so you can see I've hung it up there. We've got the Natori banner, and that's just in the background so everybody can see that, it reminds us that we're doing Natori Ryu. But here's a delicate issue, is I put over here on top of the old television is the altar. Now, should the altar, obviously technically it should be quite high, it's about as high as I can get it, but a lot of people wonder how you should construct an altar, the different bits. Of course, there's a lot of rigmarole and a lot of ritual behind this, but as far as I'm concerned, you've just got to get one up. Now, some people debate whether you should or should not, because, are you a Christian, or if you're an atheist, or, you're agnostic, you may not believe in it. But I would say to all those people who want to follow Natori Ryu, is the simple fact is I think you should do. This is Natori's lessons, this is his teachings, and they fully believed in the ancestors. So I don't mind if you do or do not believe, that's irrelevant, but I think that should be there so that you and the people studying with you, the study group, should know that there were people who came before us, there were ancient samurai who did these skills, and this is where it's coming from. So for me, if you're a believer, then of course if you truly believe, then as far as you're concerned, the ancestors are looking over you and checking your training. If you don't believe, then this is simply to remind you as a secular person that there were people who did this before you, and it's gone on for hundreds of years, and that you're learning their skills as well. So that's the dojo pretty much set up and easy, ready to go. So quickly, just before the lads get here, what we've done is food-wise, you just bring enough food. We've all brought enough food to feed each other plus 10%. That's my general rule. Is if you bring food 100% plus 10%. So 110% of your food, which means everybody should get a little bit extra, have a bit of a feast, bit of a let go, and then actually take some food home. So you swap food at the end and take a crate home with you, and you've got a little bit extra to go home with. So that's that. So now the next step is I'm just waiting for the lads to turn up, and they should, and we'll start going through stuff. So see you soon. Right, okay, it's quite a few hours after I last spoke, and the boys are here. There's Lee. Turn around, Lee, let's see your... Yes, hold on. We've had the stuff done, so it's all mint. There's the Morgan chap, so that's Ben, and we're all here. And what we're going to do now is just show it. Lee, can you grab the camera for us? Yeah. So we've brought together a collection of books, and we've literally, this side is my books, but that's just for comparative stuff. But for this weekend, we're going to be working with Confucius, The Art of War by Giles, The Art of War by Calthrop, Griffith, and then this one. I don't know who's done that one. I forgot the new one. And then we brought some Japanese sword introduction to Japanese armor, and of course Sun Tzu by Soya, which is by far I think the best one. And we're going to get onto that hopefully. And this is. And this is what I mean about I was saying before, we come together in a dojo, we've come together and this is what we're going to study. It's not all book learning, we've got to turn the books into reality. Right, we've got Ed Skyping in and we're all sat around Skype, so Ed, say hello to everyone.
Hi guys. Hi everybody at the team page.
So this is what we're trying to do, is build up a bit of brotherhood style, isn't it? So I'm going to go now because we're going to talk to Ed. Right, we're Friday evening and we're just reading this section from True Path of Ninja, Sheltering Under Trees, and we're discussing about actual being a shinobi in normal... No, let me get this right. We're discussing being a shinobi. So I'll just read you this passage. Alternatively, you can seduce someone's daughter so that you can gain shelter with her and her family through building a relationship. However, never forget that even if you have 7 children with a woman, you shouldn't let your guard down and when you are with her and she cannot be trusted. This is a good warning. You should appreciate it. The reason this has come about is because Ben, who's holding the camera, we're talking about being a shinobi with a normal mindset. That's when you go out, you do normal things, like in this case, you have a family, it's normal, you've got it up, you've set it up after years and years, but underneath it, you're still a shinobi. And we're now about to discuss, I've just picked up the camera, we're now about to discuss the mental mindset you need to have an entire family with someone that's fake and it be part of your mission. Right, it's about 3 minutes after the last thing we've just said, and Lee come out with a banging point. Just point at Lee a minute. Banging!
Boom!
Right, and we've moved on to the fact that what would it actually take to maintain a lifestyle like that and literally be another person in disguise, and how much stress it would have. And we're talking about modern people, special forces, and sort of like, you know, the breakdowns they have. So it just sparked off this. Shoninki, we're on page 47. It says, also, sometimes, as a ninja, you may be startled by the call of a deer and search in panic for a hiding place while moaning in agonizing pain or grief or sadness, of which no one is aware. You will get annoyed with the moonlight and seek for the shelter of the shadows within a forest. Yet you have nobody to talk to or to unburden such toils and dismay. Are these things a marvel to you at all? So I think that's bang on there, Lee, with... It's absolutely, he's like, the guy in this is the bit where it says the master says, and it's like, being a shinobi is all cool and mint and everything, and oh, I'm a shinobi, but it's like you're going to go through ridiculous amounts of stress, and you're going to be absolutely embroiled in this, emotional turmoil, and you're going to be absolutely, you want to break down, and you said, but you can't reveal it, and if somebody talks to you, you've got to go, you're alright, while inside you're being fucking ripped to pieces. Now, I don't think I could do it, to be honest, I don't, but it'd be a massively difficult task to achieve. Right, Jason's just arrived and we're discussing the pros and cons of explosives within the band Senshukai and internet arguing. So we're going to get that out of our system first. Just what are you laughing at? You. Right. Hold on a second.
Are you saying that's Jupiter as well?
Yeah, no.
Right, guys on YouTube, what we're doing at the minute, just to let you in on it, is we're actually outside and we're trying to work out the Chinese mansions, but while that sounds impressive, we're actually trying to work out the GPS on our phones first. We've sorted it. So to let you into a long story, we've been out a while, and what we're going to do is look for the stars and look for the moon and moonrise, blah blah blah. But we're using the what app are you on?
Star Map.
So show me a planet on that.
Yeah. The GPS is playing off a bit. I think it's because of my phone, really. But
or was it that one there, isn't it? The bright one.
Well, that's coming up as Jupiter straight away there.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, GPS is playing up a bit.
There's loads of positions of like the stars. You've got the Chinese mansions, you've got the lunar mansion, sorry, and you've also got like where the moon is in relation to them. So that's what we're trying to work out. We're not doing great, we're just basically trying to get a fixture on where the stars are and where the moon is. So it's midnight at the moment, and like it says in many of the manuals, you've got to understand the night sky to get your way around. You've got to basically, I think me and Ben came up with the other day. Ben, what was it we came up with? It was you've got to have direction. Yeah. Direction, time, and the moon's position within the lunar mansions, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, those three you've got to be able to do. So the idea is that you learn those three things with the naked eye, but obviously we're learning from modern technology, but you've got to get good enough that that's what you actually see. And you're probably just watching a dark screen now.
It's available in front.
Right, guys, if you can't see,
whatever it is.
just focus in on that. Hold on a second. Right, we're looking for Ursa Major, which is the Big Dipper, and hold on. The last star of the handle is known as Hagun, and if you go to the Bansen Shukan, of course Natori Ryu scrolls, this is like the evil star, the star of the defeated army. So me and Jason were just chatting there actually, and it's whether relative to your direction, was it, Jason?
If you rotate around it, then you can obviously point it at any other particular army. But if it fades off, if you take the line off the handle, then obviously it goes in one direction, which probably makes sense to say, but who knows?
Of course, it does move because these stars move themselves, don't they? Anyway, so it must move. But as you say, you shouldn't be able to move it. It should move of its natural, throughout the night sky. So basically, guys, to cut it short, is when they talk about the Hagun, the star of the evil star, there it is. But actually, clouds have just covered it, haven't they, boys?
They're coming in, yeah, definitely.
So we're going to go in a minute, but basically the lesson here is if you're following Natori Ryu, you've got to have an understanding of the sky straight off. In any Japanese system, in any of them, they all do it. It's not specific to Natori Ryu. Right, it's now 1 o'clock in the morning. That's it's hanging up there, 1 o'clock. Jason's arrived, as you've seen. And what we're doing is we're discussing swords, and we're not discussing anything directly, but we're looking at swords, what the bits are, what they're called, and the different types. And Jason's pretty clued up on this. I didn't realise how clued up he was on it. But what we're using for reference, just so you know, is I picked up these leaflets. This is a manual of how to handle and take care of swords. And this is from the Japanese Sword Museum in Tokyo. This is a proper shit up place where they actually authenticate swords. So that is absolute. Then we're working from Royal Armouries Leeds, and we've got Jason's sword here, which is a what sword? Sorry,
it's a HSTS. It's a modern one, battle blade.
What's the company?
HSTS. Ricky Shen, I think he is.
Oh yeah, Then we've got Ben's, which got mine. But mine is actually, I've had some people look at this. Mine is dated between 1550 and 1650. What I've been told by, I think, Paul Martin, he's just seen a video of it, is we think this has been a cut down, tachi, possibly, and it may have been requenched because of the actual curvature on it. My handle and shit is just old, brand new but crappy old stuff, and my Subaru is about late 1800s one, early 1900s. We've got the samurai polishing kit out, and we're going to go through, here is how to handle and take care of your sword, how to pull them out, and we're going to go through the different parts of the sword. This again is from the Japanese Museum in Tokyo. So this is, there's no problem with this stuff, it's good stuff. So when you're sort of at a Natori Ryu lesson, or not lesson, that's the wrong word, but when you're at a study group, this is the sort of stuff you should be able. Let's get the names, let's get how you hold them, how you clean them. I don't know, I got this years ago as a gift, that sort of stuff. Stop waffling. Right, we're now at 1:30 in the morning, and we're all getting a bit jolly with swords, aren't we? The wine's been flowing, not me, these lot have wine. But we're getting flashy big blades out. So what I'm doing is I just want to, I've never really had the opportunity to properly try this. So this is the sword going against the wall. And it's nice we've got carpet here, because normally it'd be grass. Then we're going to put a foot on the sword. And then you would go up. And you've got to remember, you've got to go over a 7 or 8 foot wall. So how high would you say I could hold there, guys? 12 foot?
No, that's how it's probably...
Yeah, no, it's about 12.
Yeah,
it's probably less.
It's not as difficult as we think, actually.
Do it again.
Okay, so...
Well, I'm 6.
On there. There and up. I must admit, I've got something to grab hold of here, but I suppose you grab up that up there.
Monkey man.
Monkey man. Right, just filming, guys. So it's breakfast time. What time are we at, chaps?
It's 5 to 10.
Right, so I'm going to make breakfast, and we're all at the minute chatting about martial arts versus, what is it, weapons in tradition, and does that unarmed combat ever really exist, or is everybody armed traditionally and things like that? And, how we've moved away from the point of always having a knife or weapon on you, and then it'll be bees on toast, and then we're going for a walk.
Sounds delicious.
Yes, squeaky teeth. Right, we've decided we're going to go for a walk, get some exercise. It's a bit of a waste of a day if we don't go out into the old hills. and we're going up. We're not actually going hill climbing, we're just going to walk around the lake, but we'll take on a mini tour of the lake. Just so you know. Okay, we discussing before, we're all talking about if you're at war and it's Sengoku period, you get to the point where you're wet, you're cold, you've been away from home for months and months on end, and it's just a horrible existence by this point, and a shinobi worse than ever because they've got to go into the mountains, avoid the paths and all that. And what's even worse than that is, say you've got to come across here, you're not meant to go across the ridge because you'll highlight out. You're meant to blend in with the mountain, and I think it says in the Shoninki, it says go on the hip of the mountain there. So for those who are reading the Shoninki, when it says travel across the hip, it's probably a halfway point. But the worst bit is that while all that is happening, somebody's trying to kill you as well. You've got to look out for ambushes. So the shinobi, you've got to come across here and say, oh, that copper's a tree there may be an ambush. You've got to look for birds. So you'll come here and look for birds that scatter, like he said, off they go. And that's what you've got to do before you even get across, or even swim across. Directly up that, because you'd have to go...
Well, I think that's flowing water, isn't it?
You can see where there's water cut into it somehow, probably some kind of outlet from the...
So at the minute we're discussing what route you'd take across mountain. Go on, what we're saying, guys, so we...
bit, it looks like there, you can see it literally, where the three patches of green is, there's a little trail going up there. That's probably the only comfortable point you can get, but what I'm saying is the only safe way would probably to try and hug that top as much as possible, but whether there's a proper trail up there or not.
You could get, but remember, you're not meant to look for the easiest, you're meant to look for the best, aren't we? So it could be the most difficult.
Yeah.
So,
but then couldn't you utilise the cloud because it's quite low? Couldn't you go up?
They shift off quickly, don't they?
Can you?
No, they move way too quickly.
So yeah, if it was me, and again I'm just guessing here, I'd go across that top of that ridge there.
Up that high bit and down the other side.
Below the mountain, below the crest. Anybody else?
I would just say wherever, if it's obvious, you just don't do it. You go, the top ridge part. No, there's going to be no guards up there.
I was saying, if you're going to use dark outfit, you could obviously use those green patches.
That's where you go.
As cover, and just.
Right, across all the scrolls is you get an ancho area, which is a difficult area. It means really difficult. And normally, I'd say you put your battle camp on the top of there or fortifications. They always say in the scrolls is that nobody guards these places so much because nobody ever comes up them. So shinobi's job is actually to climb that. So we're discussing, Lee, which way would you... Of course you've got the pitons and the sort of, you know, people who can proper, real do some good wall climbing.
How strong it is, you've got a grappling hook possibility up there.
Yeah.
Up there, tree, or you can utilise this corner. You've got gaps so you can actually wedge stuff in it. It looks like someone's actually tried down it, something tried down there anyway.
So in ninjutsu, remember in the we've got the other stuff like I think it's the Gyoshu where it says send one what's the word I'm looking for? One nimble shinobi or one nimble person up there. So say Lee's the nimble one, he goes up and he'll tie a rope to the tree, drop it down, and the rest of the team go up. And that's a shinobi, you know, night attack or a shinobi raid. So that's the sort of stuff you should be learning to climb. Pretty high.
So a lot of this is mosslet, that you've got roots here.
Yeah.
You've got roots.
You've just got to remember your foot wedges. That's your key thing.
You've got grooves in the rock that you can grab.
Someone's done it.
See, the roots are in the ground, but you literally just put your fingers under them. Get hold of it. Further up with more roots. And you're up. Pretty cool.
I'm done! We've started a new religion in Natori, I think Odin worship. The one we did was small, but in reality, back in warfare, you're looking at something like that. So you've got to have the balls to climb up there. Right guys, Jason here found a knot on the internet and we just want some more information on it, and you've only started doing it this week, have you?
Yeah, literally this weekend.
Yeah, and you're going to teach us how to do it. So anybody got any information, please let us know.
So,
right?
Yeah, safety knot to stop
got
the...
Benjamin having a go there.
To stop the...
obviously sword and leaving the Sugeo. So it starts off with a triangle knot. Get your Sugeo cord nice and tight and measure it up to about where the Suba is. So obviously if you've got a much longer sort of scabbard to where the Kurigata is. So triangle knot, thumb and forefinger, and then round and through.
Right, so guys, we're finding it quite interesting. We want to know the origin of this knot. We want to know if it's a real Japanese knot. Did it used to happen? Where's it from? We just found it and thought it'd be nice to investigate.
It's useful anyway. I mean, if you've got any kind of a sort of shinken katana and you sort of, you know, it keeps it, obviously it prevents it from being pulled out. So, but it is pretty easy to just undo. So if you were in a situation where you needed it.
Right. Right, so this is a triangle knot, guys.
So thumb and forefinger, like that. Round once, behind, through. And then pull it down. And the idea is that should be down there, so that it locks in when you tighten it. Obviously I'm just doing it now to try and show you that. So let's do it again.
Let's go anyway. Right guys, we're having a race between Benjamin and Jason about getting the presentation knot on the katana done. So, you ready guys? 3, 2, 1, go. What is it, to 3 loops?
Yeah.
Seems that Ben's messing up here, he's behind. Seems like Jason's on a roll. Not to put you off or use, you know, distraction techniques, Ben.
It's not going to work.
No, don't you fucking dare.
Beating them already.
Oh, so fiddly.
This is where the excuses come in.
Oh, I'll lose this one. Come here, you little bastard.
Oh, are you winning, Ben?
He is, he's got my
You're winning here, mate. Brought it back. Oh, it's catching up.
We want. No, it's right, it's right, it's right.
Is this a finishing move?
Yeah. This is the fatality.
Finish him! The loser has to scrub the other one down in the bath.
I'm suddenly going to slow down.
Oh, you're so close, guys.
We're looking for tight and presentation.
Yeah. Attention to detail.
Mine's going to be as slack as a $2 hooker.
Done.
Oh, we're done. Oh, nice. Spin it. How far off are you?
Pretty close. I've got to get that
through there
and then that through there.
Finish it off.
The quality of mine isn't too great. You can see it's twisted. What the aim of it is to not have any overlap, like you see there.
It's really. This is.
But if you turn it over, look, you can see. Look, it's completely rubbish.
Yeah. I think
the very first one I saw, it's like I looked on YouTube and found a video. I can't get that. I've done that too tight now, I think.
All right then.
But it was really
we'll call it a draw then.
Let's have a look at the back.
Let's have a look at the back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
so much
yeah.
better than mine. Look at that. Look at mine.
The idea is you would ultimately tighten it up like that, basically, and then it will go through both. But I saw one on the internet, and it's like when I got the first katana, and I thought, oh, that's really nice, and then I immediately went like that and undid it all. I thought, I'll just go on Google.
Yeah.
No problems. Went on Google. Fantastic. Watch. Put it on my computer desk in front of me. Little nice angelic Japanese voice comes on. Just a pair of hands, beautiful hands. Starts going, and I'm like,
You can't follow it, can you?
Pause.
Right guys, just to let you know, we've talked about there is some martial arts in Natori, but it's situational martial arts. I know it's hard to understand now, but it'll all come to light. So what we're doing at the minute is we're looking at the obi and it going into the katana going into the obi, and there's 2 or 3 different draws in Natori Ryu for different situations. Obviously can't say now, but it'll be out in the scrolls and blah blah. So that's what we're working on this afternoon. Right, at the minute guys, we're doing the old obi, and we're not very good at this, we don't claim to be. So, but this, we've got too much on this here. We need to make this shorter, but I presume you're going to get an obi that's made to your size. I don't know if they come in standard sizes, but we're having a go at it. So, Hakama time now, mate. Right guys, it's now Saturday night at about 6:30, and we've called in a special guest to say hello, because we know this video is going to go around to all our friends and some of the fans out there. So I'm going to introduce 2 special guests, so here we are. Hello Krista and Mr. Chafin.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Fine, thank you.
You guys today.
We're excellent, excellent. Do you have a message for all those who are practicing ninjutsu out there?
Keep training hard and sticking to the real stuff.
Well done.
Yes, stay out of the comic books and video games. Stick to the real stuff.
Excellent. Alright, we're going to go back to our conversation now, guys. But there's Krista and Chafin, and it's the idea of Ichigunishimi, spreading the fucking word, make sure everybody's working together. So we're going to get back to our conversation and see you later. Right, chaps and chapesses, we are sat around the table. We have, hello Lee. We have just had dinner.
It's delicious.
And what we're going to do now is we're going to start working with, we were going to work on the art of war, but we've all voted for pretty much 2 Paths of the Ninja and the Shoninki. And I think what I'm going to do is I've got the notes here from Japan, from Yoshie, on the 10 ancient ways of ninjutsu. So that's what we're going to go through. So this is a bit more of a sit down, academic, look through, read and discuss the ways that they go. So this becomes, it's now 9 o'clock. Time we at? Quarter past 9. Ben has shed loads of cake. I mean, we all wanted a piece of cake and he just was like, I'll have that, boys, and ate it all. Is that not true, Benjamin?
Okay, this little bitch is on a sugar diet. What was your excuse? Don't eat cherries?
No, I don't eat cherries, but I eat most of the pork.
And Jason, what was Jason?
Don't do sweet things.
Okay, so it was left
He's
to
old.
me. It was left to me to eat all the cake.
He's old.
What can he do? It's just rude not to.
So as you may have seen, we chatted to Krista. We talked to Krista about like the future of the Bansen Shukai and things like that. But the reason I got Krista on was simply because anybody's invited to join it. We did an open invite for Skype, did we not, gents?
Yeah.
So everybody got the message. You had an open invite for Skype, and you could come on and chat to us. And Krista always, of course, come on and chat to us, and she always, you know, comes on and does these things. So she's quite good that way. And we discussed about creating or promoting real ninjutsu. So I know you can't join in this, but if you're running a seminar like this at home, it's like late in the evening, everybody's got the wine out, and it's now start. Let's talk about ninjutsu as an art. Okay, see you later, guys.
No, it's not that. It's,
We're debating. Keep going, guys. Keep joining us. We're debating
the specific guy that talks about it.
Dreamlike Ninjutsu, page 55.
He's talking about emotional responses and reactive responses to things prior to cognitive examination of it. So, for example, you open a cupboard and you see a snake. Your visceral reaction actually occurs prior to your cognitive ability to turn around and go, oh, it's a rope, because we are pattern recognition machines. So it's like you are often deceived in situations where your senses fail you, but the reaction to them is almost hardwired. So it could be in terms of dreamlike ninjutsu, because if there's no discussion about it, we are deceived routinely at night.
By what our mind puts in place
what
for
our
us,
mind,
instead of what we is actually there. Yeah.
When the senses are dulled, the mind begins to recreate, because people sort of get this idea that it's like, you know, for example, your eyes are not windows on the world. In actuality, you've got cones that light hits, that's transmitted, you know, transferred into an electrical signal, and then your brain casts that illusion up into existence. Your brain is the actual motive power of all of this. So it's like, so if you deprive someone's senses, if you dull them, then the mind takes over and starts to impose.
Yeah.
So it would seem to me that that might indicate the idea of like at night, and particularly, you've got to think, obviously in feudal times there was no street lights, there was no, you know, it's like unless people are maintaining, you know, a heavy lamp, you know, sort of
Which they wouldn't
regime, then they're not. So it could be that. I mean, it could be something as simple as, you know, you're often deceived at night. What you think is real is not real. You know, or it's easy to deceive people at night.
So we know here that it's like, obviously dreamlike deception is in there, and it's definitely at night, yeah?
Yeah.
So which is, yeah, and I quite agree with you here, in the sense that I think people at night tend to go, especially, not just saying medieval people, but even people nowadays, you don't think 100% rationally, do you?
No, not
You're not like, I'm in this dark old house, we don't believe in ghosts.
And without getting
noise downstairs, you think?
And I think probably what you've got to avoid here is going the crazy explanation first. It's like, you know, oh right, okay, it's ninjas with sleeping powders that put people in dreamlike states.
Yeah.
What explanation is probably more rational? The fact that,
no, I meant before, put them in a living dream, like they actually are in. They're thinking, oh, what is that? Because remember, these guys believe in ghosts, monsters. Yeah. You know, it's like, Jesus, I'm in that nightmare world. You know. Create that
would be easy to deceive, wouldn't it, at night, because the senses
are dull.
But if you believe those things, then each noise could be a terror. Each kind of sound could be an oni. Each, you know, it's a different time. But it's like, I think it's easy to go to the crazy explanation. You know, like sort of hallucinogenic gases created by.
Oh no, definitely not. We know Natori is totally against that. Yeah. That sort of. He even says like the monsters and the fucking, you know, don't believe it. You know, but don't throw it away. I think he goes on to that a bit further on. Right, I'm going to stop that video, you guys. That was 3 minutes, but don't we sound educated? We were doing fart jokes earlier. You weren't that educated. Jeez!
5.5 hours.
Yeah. Right, guys, we have just done all 10 of the. So basically, if you've got True Path of the Ninja, it's page 54 and 55, and we're now at. So whatever time I said before, it's now 20 to 11, and. We've gone through it all, and yeah, it was a good. Everybody put their opinions in. And I think it's the most difficult part of the show, Ninky, is the 10 ancient ways of ninjutsu, because they're so vague. But no, it's good, and we had some good chats about it. So I think I'm going to get a bath now, and then we'll probably have a chat later on. Ooh, bonsoir. Okay, hold on. Go on. Oh shit! I think I was zoomed in. Right. Right, guys, good morning. It's Sunday morning, and we've not even had breakfast yet, but we thought we'd do a bit of this. Now, as you saw Ben yesterday climbing up the Nansho, which is going up the difficult terrain. Now, in the scrolls, Natori says, when you get to a difficult part of the terrain, you've got to literally climb. You're meant to tie your katana and your wakizashi onto your back. We've only got 2 katanas here, but we're sort of experimenting on the best ways to do it. So it's literally he just literally says, strap onto your back and up you go. So we've been experimenting, and we've realised that, of course, you know, the blades come out of the scabbards quite a lot. So we're using the tenagui, which is a sort of all-purpose tool, and we've come up with a sort of a way to do it. And what we've done is put them under there, goes under there, then this way, and we tighten a knot there. Now that should stop them from falling out when we're climbing, like that. Then what I've done is we've been working on this. I take the wakizashi cord, and I take it down, put it up. Now don't take this knot as perfect yet, we're just experimenting with this stuff. Put in there, then put an extra half hitch in it. And I am singing the Wombles this morning for some reason. Wimbledon, Wimbledon, come on we. So what I've done is put that around that one, and I've trapped it under there. Now, this then goes on your back. However, the Sagyo is quite short here, so I don't know whether we've got a short one or we need a longer one. In you go. So it's quite short, so sorry guys, I've got to mess around with it. Right, the idea is that should be how you climb with the sword. And you go up, and hopefully it wouldn't fall out. Get them up. And carry on up the Nansho. So if you've got any ideas, write to us on the page, say what you think, and how would you time? Should you time all the way down with a tenigui? What's your opinion on this? Alright guys, okay, it's still Sunday morning, we're at 10 o'clock, and what we've got here is, Natori says you've got to carry your katana, your wakizashi, but also a shinobizashi. This is a hidden dagger. Because when you go into a house sometimes you take your katana off and you put it down, and you know, that's out of the way, and you've got your wakizashi on you at all times. However, if someone of quite high standing or ranking speaks to you and says please take off your wakizashi, or you're not allowed near someone with a wakizashi, or you're in a situation where they say oh wakizashis have to be taken off. Now Natori stresses that you should do your best to not let go of your wakizashi, but in some extreme circumstances you do need them. So you have your shinobizashi, which is your hidden sidearm, and this here we've got, if you can see Ben, we've got sporting wonderful Batman pyjamas here, and what we've done is we've just got a modern knife to test this out, and we've got an obi, if you can see, turn side on, we've done the obi for him. We just bang that on. So he's got it between the obi and it's attached up here. Now the actual kimono would go above this but below the obi, but we've not put the kimono on today just to show you what's going on. So imagine the kimono coming out of there, the obi on top and this underneath. Now, so if you kneel down with me Ben. So the idea of this is that you can strike, or you've still got a weapon on you at any time. So what you do is you take this arm off a very loose, you know, silk kimono. So I've shown Ben what he's got to do, so he's going to show you what to do now. Carry on, Benjamin.
So literally, the sleeve will come out, take your arm out the sleeve, and then the same movement, take the blade out. And that's totally secure on there.
It's nice, that, isn't it?
It's not going anywhere. And it feels naturally comfortable as well, so sleeve off. There it comes.
So if we turn the side on, he's not got his what's it called, his wakizashi on him. It could be even just starting, I could be having a whatever, he at some point he wants to just stab me, or he's assassinating me, or there's just the shit's going down, you would just take that off, then that would come off and he would literally be, we'd be going into sort of hand-to-hand combat then, but he'd have a knife, and that's how it goes. So yeah, so that's the hidden blade, and most Natori Ryu members, obviously guys, come on, it's historical reenactment or research or living history, don't go around wearing hidden blades if it's illegal. However, as part of the training, or learn to do this, and this is the concept of it. So yeah, enjoy. Right guys, we're just going through it again. What I've done is I've got my obi on, and Jay's getting out of the way of the camera. I didn't even know. It's alright man. Right, I've got my obi on, and we've decided that which way around the knife goes. We've come to the conclusion that, to be honest, is the only knife we've got. We reckon it'd be a little bit smaller and a little bit thinner, of course, and probably go between there and there. And the idea is, as we know, we take this off, this drops down, this comes up, and in one move, bang. So, we could do it before now. So that'll come off. Hold on. Put it the other way. Right. Get rid of that flap. So that'll come down, in it goes. So it'll be down, up, bang. But we've noticed that way, the blade's the wrong way. So if we turn that round, but now the problem is because it's a modern knife, we've got that in the way. So turn that round, this comes up, and the blade's already out for cutting. Now we don't know exactly what they look like, you know, because it's just literally, it could be just a point, you know, a sharp point like a bow shuriken style. It could be the one that, you know, the side of the scabbard one, or if it has a blade on, should it be blade forward, or is it double-sided blade? We just don't know. But that's not the point. The point is you've got a hidden sidearm. So again, bang, bang, and that's when you've got no other weapon. Hi guys, right, the next bit's quite a bit of a sensitive bit, so you may or may not like this. Don't worry, we're not going to show it. But in Natori Scrolls, he said that for a samurai, you have to not be shocked by the sight of blood and death and murder. You've got to watch people burning alive, you've got to watch people having their heads sawn off, and of course their heads decapitated. Now he said it is improper for a warrior or a samurai to not be able to watch these things live actually. So what we've done is, be careful here guys, and don't take this too far, I'm not advising you go do this, I'm telling you what Natori says. I am going to try and do it, because I personally hate, you know, the sort of online watching murder stuff for entertainment. I really, really dislike it. However, what we've done is we've found a beheading online, and it's Islamic, did you say?
Saudi Arabia.
It's in Saudi Arabia, so it's a legal beheading of an illegal criminal. So, you know, he's actually committed the crime. The website is legal, you know what I mean? It's all hosted there. So this is a proper execution by a state government. It's absolutely, so there's no law breaking. I want to make this, the reason I'm harping on this is because don't go around, please don't go around. I don't think it's correct to watch like some reporter or someone who's got captured get their head taken off. That's not what you should be doing. So if you're going to do this, have a look at only legal countries' executions. That's just my opinion. You're all free to do whatever you want. I am not a teacher. But me, Ben and Lee, and I think Jay's in the bathroom, we're going to watch it now, and we're going to not overdo it, but let's have a see how the beheadings go. Right guys, we're just doing, we're going through actually the walks, and we'll show you some of the walks in a minute, but what we're talking about is when you're moving along at night, this is basic Shoninki stuff. Lee's there, you don't know if someone's ahead of you, you think you've got somebody maybe ahead of you, so what happens is Jay will come in, he'll get down, and he'll look up to the skyline, and he'll see at a distance if Lee reflects against the skyline, the star line, or anything like that. He finds him, he knows he's there. If he doesn't find him, he does whatever he needs to do. That's what he should be doing. Right guys, what we're going to do now is quickly take you through the walks. These are not concrete or solid, we just have a bit of an experiment and we don't have any space. So I'm just going to do briefly and just show them how we interpret them. So Jake, can you read the first one for us?
Yeah, number one is stealthy footsteps where you pull your feet up.
Bansen Shukai says this is, so this is Nukiashi, and Bansen Shukai says this is for going through water. So it's literally to withdraw your foot out, then it goes down, then up, withdraw. That sort of way.
Number two is shuffling your feet along the ground.
This is Suriashi. This is quite a popular step in martial arts. People do this quite a lot. You see it a lot in the archery and things like that.
Number three, the tiptoe gait. This is where you restrain your footsteps or tighten your walk.
This is a debatable one actually, and there's a few. I've seen this name done a few. I think Shimiashi's done a few different ways. But it's literally, as far as we're aware, tiptoe stepping as you go through somewhere quiet. Remember the difference between this and Nukiashi is Nukiashi pulls it out. But this is for literally tiptoeing.
Number four, a form of jumping.
Now, Tobiashi, this is for, this is Tobiashi, isn't it? Running.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. So, we haven't got space here, guys, but when you're running across places, very simple, it's very close to the, what I consider the Bansen Shukai fast running strike is this. So I'll try and get it for you again, chaps. But it's literally jumping and hopping from foot to foot. So it'll be like as you run through the older wilderness.
A gimping walk.
A gimping walk. Of course, I did a video on this. This is the crippled walk for the actual sound at night. And now with that one, I'll go into that in a different video, but you've got to be really careful about it. If you're going to imitate the gimp, but that's for another day. Not the gimp, the gimping walk, not gimps.
Walking with short strides.
So, Koashi, this is literally... Yeah, just small steps.
Chopping steps.
So the chopping steps, this is literally to probably sound like a woman.
No, just running.
Just running, so yeah, he's literally just running. So the difference between Tobiashi, which is like jumping from that way, and obviously it's dramatically slowed down, but the jumping step is from one to the other to the other. Running is simply running, you know, running as fast as you can.
And normal walking.
And normal walking, if you just want to appear that you're walking normal. Oosh, that's excellent. So there you go. Remember, they're just literally listed in the Shoninki, so get on them. What page is that one, Jay?
63, 64.
63, 64.
Oosh! It's difficult not to in this fucking chair because you're like that.
No, do the pose. Do the pose. Right, we're just coming up to the end. Oh shit, the battery's going. Make it quick.
All right, guys. We're just about to leave. So it's been a brilliant weekend. What have we done? We've just sat around. We've talked about samurai ninjutsu and its historical context. We've looked at some blades. We've learnt about hakama. It's been great. As somebody that doesn't necessarily know this to the degree of someone who's studied it all their life, it's been a brilliant weekend. All I can say is JJ, Gabriel,
Andrew Throwburn, yeah.
Anybody else that wants to get involved,
Sid.
get out and organise weekends. It's been a brilliant weekend away. We have, laughed. What a great time.
Yeah, it's been mint on it actually. It's been really good. I do want to say because JJ wanted to come, but he's in America. Gabriel wanted to come, he's in Hawaii. Andrew Throwburn's in Thailand, and Sid is in hospital.
Yeah.
The genius. Right, guys. Okay, the battery just died on my proper camera, so I'm on my itty bitty camera, and here we are. We're back in the log cabin sort of thing. The boys have just gone. There's their Mole Mountains. The boys have just gone. So Jay just went, and then the other two went. Ben has driven. Well, actually, Lee's doing the driving, and Ben's complaining at him. They've actually driven for 7 hours to get here. So, all kudos to them. Jason did 3 hours, and of course I drove up from Manchester for what, 2.5 hours. But that's it, they've gone home now, and this is an example of what you should be doing in Natori Ryu. You've got the Shoninki, and you've got the Art of War, and you can learn other things, other skills, rope tying, knot tying, swordsmanship. Whichever way you go about learning this stuff, investigate and study it. And don't be under the pretext that you sort of can't do this stuff. You can do it. Don't fall into that trap where people say, you need the teacher to do this. Absolutely, of course it's great to have a teacher to do it. That's absolutely marvellous. But don't not do it because you can't find a teacher. Nobody teaches the Art of War anymore. It's a book. Nobody teaches the Shoninki anymore. It's a book. So take it out and study it, interpret it, get your take on it, and at least try your best. It's absolutely ridiculous to think you shouldn't try. So, not to be negative at the end of this video, but I want to show you that how positive it is. You can get the Natori teachings and the Art of War and Confucius and any of that, and you can turn it into practical, you can turn it into theoretical, you can have study groups, you can have anything you like, chaps, and chapesses, anything you like. So, Natori Ryu is not an organisation where I've said, well, obviously I'm the project leader, like I've said before, but Natori Ryu is not the things are organised for you and you go to them like a scout camp. It's you guys. Get together in a study group. I think people understand that logically, but they don't quite get it. And this has been an example of it. Get together. Even if it's in, this is not my house. If this was my house, I'd probably change I'd love to live here. It's the Lake District, isn't it? The Lake District's beautiful. Nice log cabin here. I don't like the carpets or the chairs, though. They'd have to go. Not quite my taste. But, on the lampshades. But get rid of all that and just get in a room. So it is your house. Sit in the front room. Get your friends around for the day, or go for a weekend in a cottage somewhere. It's not as expensive as you think. So I'm going to stop harping on now, and I want, obviously, come and join us. If you've just come across this on YouTube, come and join us in the links below, and come and find Natori Ryu, and it's only going to get much bigger. I don't mean by people, I mean the amount of skulls we've got is tremendous, and a lot of information is coming, lots of shinobi, lots of stuff, and of course you have to tie that alongside with proper swordsmanship, and which is why we're associated with Sekiguchi Ryu, and they can teach you how to draw swords and things like that. So thank you for everyone who came, to Ben and Lee and Jay. Thank you, sorry, to JJ and Gabriel and Andrew Throwburn, and of course Sid, who tried to get involved. Of course Chris to get involved. Right, so mint guys, thank you very much. My name's Anthony Cummins, and we're reconstructing Natori Ryu, a Koryu from ancient times, and we're transforming it into a resurrected study group to study ancient ways. I'll see you later.